Hello and welcome. In this video we're going to take a look at this late Akai reel-to-reel. It's a hybrid system, it's half valve, half transistor. We've already done the power on and we know that it starts up. I've took the sleeve off here because it was absolutely destroyed, and when I was looking at it I could see that it was definitely moving about. So what we're going to do is start off by doing a bit of a record on it and see if we can actually achieve anything from that. So I'm going to play a bit of YouTube music into it, and oh dear, just sort of bending the needles there a little bit to try and get the two channels to come up and give us a bit on both. So at a starting point here it looks like we've got some crackly potentiometers. So I think the first thing we'll do, we'll pop this back off and let's give the potentiometers a bit of a clean. Okay, so as you can see here are the potentiometers. It's fairly clean under here. Got a couple of preamplifier boards here, but what I'm going to start off by doing is just giving these a quick squirt. Squirting a work. Squirting a work. That's made a difference to the feel of them, so let's see if that will give us half a chance of actually being able to make a recording on this. Okay, put the power back onto it, and let's just sort of put the reels back on for a moment. I'm not going to lace it up. And hopefully now play some music through it. Put it into record. This means now that it's putting the music through, and hopefully if we turn these record levels up we should there's that one, look. I think that's a bit hot coming in. Okay, nothing on the back channel. I wonder if I've got a cable problem. So it looks like I've got some sort of problem with this potentiometer on this side. That is definitely running a little hot on the outputs, isn't it? Okay, let's have a little look to see if we can get anything from it. So I'm going to do, let's lace this up and see if we can get it to record to it. I've got a little bit of blank on the beginning of the tape, and press that, hit it into record, press play. Let's see what we get. I can see that the levels are not even left and right, but we can look into that. Okay, that'll do. Let's stop on that. So the left channel's very weak, but that's not a bad recording on it to the right channel. Bit quiet, but not too bad. Okay, I'm going to have to adjust some levels. Made a couple of adjustments. I've turned the record level down on the recording device for you guys. I'm not going to put this in place at the moment because it's bent. We'll have a look at that in a moment. My primary concern is just to get this to record and play without having a dreadful gurgle on it. It was really badly warbling. So there's two things we're going to do. I'm going to record a 1 kilohertz tone and we'll have a listen back to that. And I will also record some music onto it. So let's just put this into record. 1 kilohertz tone here. And then music. Okay, we've lost our left channel again. And they both look a little quiet. Oh, here we go. Okay, I've just evened off the record levels, so I'm going to just rewind that back. Let's try recording a 1 kilohertz tone. We're going to start off with that. Followed by a bit of music, and then we can have a listen to the tone and see if the tone sounds warbled, whether it sounds incorrect in any way, shape or form. Okay, that'll do. Let's put a stop on that. Okay, let's rewind that. Better. Okay, so the playback didn't sound too bad then. The speed issues have gone. I've got another sleeve here, so we're going to do a recording in full speed in a minute. And yeah, the output you're listening to incidentally is coming out the line out straight into the channel 3 and channel 4 on a Blackmagic Video Assist. The microphone is going through the camera on channel 1 through a Blackmagic camera. So I'm just going to turn this off. Pop the sleeve back on, and we're going to repeat again and just make sure that the tape then plays at the correct speed and that warble has still gone away. So we'll do a record again. I should have checked my meters because I've been playing. Definitely something going on that's causing me to lose my left channel quite often. Because I've lost my left channel again. Okay, let's just do a tone. Not bad. Nothing on the left channel, but the right channel's working properly. Fidelity of that's not bad. Obviously we've got an issue with losing the left channel in record mode. So let's take the tapes off and we can dig in and investigate that a little bit further as to what's causing that. I'm just going to put it back into record just for us to test, and I will mute your output. Is it back again now? I wonder. Yeah, it's the record switch. Okay, so when I'm selecting record, it's not always connecting up the left-hand channel. So I think we need to get into that and give that a bit of a cleaning. So let's open the rat trap and turn off the power to this thing, and I will spin it round. There we go. Quite an interesting old device. You know what? Let's put the power back onto it because we can. So what we got in here? Got a motor, which is the main drive motor, and a fan on it to keep everything cool. A couple of capacitors. This does a couple of things. It does a speed change, and it also allows for a difference in frequency between the United States and here, being multi-voltage. A couple of output valves here. Around the back is a rectifier, and I believe there's a preamp and a bias. Sorry, not a bias, a bias valve. So yeah, it's quite an interesting bit of kit. I find it quite interesting. So looking under here, I was hoping to see some selectors or something. It looks like they're on the amplifier itself. So I'm going to take the power away from it, and we will spin it round and have a little look. Okay, the selector switch is here. It's buried deep in here and mechanically activated. You can't really see it. I can't really see it. So I've given that a lubricate. So let's see how that behaves. Whack it into record and hit play on some music. And there we go. That little bit of cleaning on the selector switch has allowed us to bring both channels back up. So let's record this track, this Oh Fire track, onto a bit of tape and see how that works. You know, I haven't even cleaned the heads on this machine. I've lost my thing. Okay, so we've still got this problem here with this being twisted. I'm wondering if I can just literally... You know what? That's just straightened up. I've literally just given it a twist. Before I go any further, I want to clean this capstan here. So what I need is some cleaning stuff. Okay, so as you can see, we have the capstan here, we have the pinch roller here. What I'm going to do is I just want to give it a clean. So on here, that wasn't the plan, I have some isopropyl alcohol, and all I'm doing is just trying to take the tape debris off the roller. I mean, ultimately the tape I'm using is not a lot of brilliance, but I will use something a bit better with it after. As you can see, coming off quite efficiently. And touching that, I can feel it's far more grippy now than it was. So I'm going to stop that, pop the sleeve on. I'm just going to give the sleeve a clean. This isn't this machine's original sleeve, it's off a donor. Again, not particularly clean. Okay, I feel like that's better. While I'm at it, ooh, let me move it. That's just come off the, oh yeah, that's just come off the audio head. Let's have a little go at this audio head and just give that a bit of a clean as well. Not too bad actually. Just put that out of the way. Okie dokie, I'll relace it and we'll do a final recording on this machine. So this machine laces like such, goes over the pinch wheel onto your take up. Let's put it into record. I've got it set in stereo. It'll do 1 and 4 or 3 and 2. I've just got it in stereo, which I believe uses 1 and 2, so it'll play back on a mono machine as well, which will be a bit more important because we've got some other machines to work on. So let's start off with our test tone. Oh, that's a bit hot, isn't it? And we'll run that again. And now we'll record our fire onto the tape. I will come back to you once it's recorded. Okay, that's just coming to the end of the recording there. We'll just let a little bit of silence go onto the end of the tape just for tidiness. We'll check the playback on that. Providing that's okay, we'll take all this front off and have a look at the rubbers behind here, see if anything needs any love. Let's rewind. Let's see how she sounds. Not bad. Just check out the test tones at the beginning. Ooh. That was a bit overcooked. That's not bad actually, considering what state this was in. So we got the missing knob. I think I'm happy to say that that is working as I would expect a machine of this age to do. I've checked the belts inside, they're actually in good condition. So let's take the wheels off it and lift the front off it next. Let's whip the front off this thing and see what we find out. There's 4 screws. By all accounts, the screwdriver I'm using is a little bit small. Just take that off there. We'll give that a bit of lubrication before we put it back in. Yeah, let's roll this onto its side. So my workings out are I've got to remove the control knobs by the looks of it, at least them. Another one here. In the tops of these are some screws, so I'm just going to loosen them out. Hang on a second. I'll show you there. Hopefully you can see the screw. Now, I don't know whether... Yeah, that's quite compliant, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to put this back the right way round. And we can have a look. Just brought it forward a little bit further. It appears to have some bungets in here that are... Yeah. Stopping me removing the fascia. And some rubber on here, which is not going to go back on. As much as I would like it to, it's just perished. Move that back into your line of view. How about that? That is the inner workings. So we've got on this one the fast forward and rewind. These are rubber running on a textured roller on both sides, and on here we have play, which engages on a different surface. So on fast forward and rewind, it engages at the front there. Hang on, let me just put the power on. So you see there, when you're fast forwarding, the motor spindle uses the larger one, driven onto there, no problems. When you go rewind, does the opposite, and then in play, it's just using the back one. So I think what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to try and straighten that out a little bit more. I'm not entirely happy with where it's sitting, which of course this gives you the auto stop facility. I'm going to take these off, and I'm going to give them a little bit of treatment if I don't manage to give them in place. But I think, you know what, they've got a good amount of rubberness to them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give these a lubricate. I've got some what I call magic green oil downstairs that we'll use on this. But I mean, this mechanism is kind of awesome. So under normal circumstances that's held up when it drops down. And to get into record you push it in a bit further. Interestingly, I've just broken it. Not entirely sure how or why. I think I popped an internal fuse playing with it. Yeah, that was not funny. We'll check out the fuses. Just disable the power to it. So I think I knocked that switch across, which does one of the various modes that stops it from working. I think it's something to do with the auto stop hit there. That's it. So when that's up, the machine will work. As soon as the tape drops, it turns off. So that's what I've done to it. I thought I'd broke it. So I would say I'm going to give this a bit of a clean and a little bit of a lubricate, and we'll put it back together. I'm going to turn it off. Again, cleaner wise, I'm just going to use this alcohol cleaner that I've got and literally just give everything a wipe over. Not setting out to make this thing look like it's come out of a factory yesterday. I just don't want it to look manky. Oh, that makes a difference, giving them a clean. So part of me is tempted to put an LED in here, but I'm not going to, because I don't think it'd be the right thing to do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just move this out the way and get the fascia. I've got the front. I'm slightly concerned about what will happen to the writing on this if I try and use this cleaner. So what I've got, I've actually got a scrap deck, and I'm going to just try a bit of it on there first. I've done a bit of a test piece and it was okay, so just going to give this a quick going over and just try and get some of these marks off it. Okay, I'm going to call it at that. I don't want to go at it any heavier. At the end of the day, this is vintage equipment and it should look old. So let's reverse the process, get this back together and get all the panels and covers on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the front back on. Okie dokie, just get everything to, well, persuade everything to click back into place, and let's pop the screws in. I'll come back to you in a minute when this is done. Because I don't believe anybody wants to watch 5 minutes of me putting screws back in. Turns out the screws at the bottom are bigger than the screws at the top. Who'd have thunk? There we go. I'll just give them a quick wipe. Find the flat bit on here. Okay, this doesn't have a flat bit, so it's going to be a case of turning it down to sort of minimum and then lining it up with the one behind. Do that again, turn that down to minimum, and then yeah, just sort of line them up. How's that? Now the only other thing we could do would be a head cover. Before I go any further, I'm just going to check that this is still mechanically functioning. I'll pop these back on. Play. Rewind, fast forward, and then all we're going to do is put the capstan back on, which just goes on like this, like this, like this, like that, and there we go. So we've given that a clean, and this is now all clean. We'll put a lid back on here and we'll offer this back into its case in a second. I got a head cover here off another machine, salvage part. I'm going to fit that on because, well, it's a little bit nicer with it. That comes on and goes off quite nicely now as well. It's nice to actually have that with the deck and to have it removable. And in a moment we'll put the back on it and then do a final test, final playback test. Right, let's offer this back into here. You know what, that's gone back in quite nicely. Got some screws. Put it back in with. I've given this a quick hoover out in here as well. It wants a quick clean. And the one thing that people tend to forget to do with these is put the screws in underneath. And that happens. The little metal spring clip that it goes into has moved out the way. I'm just going to undo that. I've got the clip here. I can feel it. I can feel where it is. It's moved across, so I'm just going to hopefully guide it back into place. Hopefully I'm able to. Yeah, there we go. Yep, that's gone back in. You want these together as they were designed to be realistically. Hopefully this one's not moved. No, it's not moved. That's brilliant. Last but not least, I want to put the covers on. They were missing on this machine when I bought it. These are off another machine. Hopefully they fit. Okay, yep, that fits. One there. Okay, let's stand this back up. The one for the back. There we go. There's no cover for that. I'll have to find something. And yeah, this is coming together quite nicely. I'll just give the top of this a wipe off. What I will do is I will give it a treatment with some vinyl restoration stuff that I've got. It's just not to hand here. I can find it in a minute. I will set this back up. So on the back here I've got the outputs, so we're going to do preamp out left and right, and for no other reason than we're planning to record a full tape with this for testing other machines and putting all the inputs back in. Let's turn that back around. I haven't got a plug on it at the moment. I've got to fit one. So magic connector. Warm it up. I'm not going to bother with the auto stop. I'll feed that through, volumes are down, and let's hit play. Set these on about half. I think we did a few seconds of silence at the beginning of the tape. maybe a bit more than a few seconds at the beginning of the tape. There we go. Ah, I put it on the right speed, it'll help. Now, I think I recorded this a bit quiet because this thing's on full volume here. So, let's give it another go. I'm just going to open the computer back up. And they're helpful, but a nuisance they are. So let's not, oh, you know what, it doesn't matter. Let's just hit go on that, and let's just try and get this as loud as we can. Okay, so that was my problem that I did. My record level for the music was too low because I set it for the tone. So we'll just record this tone on the front of the tape a couple of times, and then we'll do Oh Fire. So we'll just hit that off. That's maxing out, but I don't really care. It's only for the note and into the music. So I'll put this onto tape and then come back to you in a moment. We've around that, so let's have a little listen back. That's better. Much better. Oh, I see, so that actually stops it. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed watching that, and that's give you some sort of insight on how a reel-to-reel works. I haven't gone into it deeply. This pretty much has worked. We've not had to do any repairs on it, but yeah, lovely little machine. And I'm now going to just record record a tape for YouTube on this that I can use on some other machines as we work through them to have something as a basis. But thank you for watching, and enjoy. If you want to do that whole subscribing thing and all that lot, please go for it.